All right, welcome everyone, and today we're going to look at Unit 1.7, Adding Integers. This is page 55 in the textbook. Go ahead and write the date up at the top, please. So now that we've made our way through multiplying and dividing, we're going to switch gears, and we're going to look at adding and subtracting. Now, some people think that adding and subtracting is easier. Some people think it's more complicated. Other people are just kind of, whatever. Okay, so it's your personal preference. There's really not a for sure thing like this is for sure more difficult or for sure more easy. Um, there's a little bit more rules involved, but the math is easier. That's the good part. Adding and subtracting is always easier than multiplying and dividing. Okay, so let's take a look at the two objectives for today. We're going to compare. Nope, sorry, I'm on the wrong one. Let's try that again. We're going to add two integers. Add two integers. Remember, an integer is just a positive or a negative whole number. And then we're going to add more than two integers. So just like what we did with multiplying and dividing, like once you kind of get two of them down, then we're going to start giving you 3 and 4 at a time. All right. Okay. There is a vocabulary one for this one, a video to watch, but I'm going to actually save it for the end, I think, just because I don't want you to get too confused at the beginning because it's a lot longer because there's so many rules in this one. So I think for now, it's going to be better if I just teach it to you and then we kind of watch it all together at the end as a little summary. So let's take a look here. All right, so the rule for this one is for same signs, we add the numbers and keep the sign of the numbers. Okay, so this also goes along to row, row, row your boat. All right, and here's how it goes. All right, so it goes same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract, keep the sign of the larger number, and then you'll be exact. All right. So it's a little bit different than what I have written there, but I'll probably have it on another little piece of paper for you. But here's how it goes again. Same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number, and then you'll be exact. I'll do it one more time. Same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number, and then you'll be exact. All right, so that's the whole verse. All right, let's just focus on the first part for here at the beginning. Okay, so same signs, add and keep. Okay, so what that means is we're going to actually add the absolute values of the numbers together, or just the numbers themselves, okay, as I think of it. And then we're going to keep the sign of the numbers. All right. Now, the first one here I've modeled for you on the number line. And if you remember back when we first did multiplying and dividing, like with the average and stuff, there was a few that we had to add and subtract in there, and I just used the number line. The number line is great. Okay. I strongly recommend it if you're a visual learner. Okay. When I was in school, that's what we had. We had our finger on the number line, and we went left and right across on our desk. Okay. We didn't have rules back then. We just kind of had to figure it out. All right, so for this one, even though it says, like, this is how you get it, all right, I'm going to actually use the rules for this one. So since we have same signs, again, what does same signs mean? It means we have a negative and a negative. We have a -1 and a -5. What are we supposed to do when we have same signs? Add the numbers and keep the signs. So we're going to add. So we take 1 plus 5, which gives us 6, and then we keep the sign, so that makes it -6. All right, and it's that simple. This is the easy part. Okay, we're not at anything difficult yet. That comes in actually on subtraction. All right, we're not there yet. That'll be the next lesson after this. Okay, so the number line over here models it perfectly. If you start at 0, you have to go -1. So I go backwards 1. Well, then you're adding -5 more, so you're walking backwards 5 more times. Okay, and you do end up at -6. Okay, so that's where they got that answer from. All right, now let's see if we can try it without the number line. If the number lines help you, by all means, please do that. I'm also going to show you with models. It's something I use every now and then, but it just seems like for some people, it really, really makes a whole lot more sense, but I'm going to show you models when we get to different signs. Usually same signs everyone understands pretty easily. Okay, so let's take a look. So again, we have same signs. We have -3 plus -4. Same signs, add and keep. Same signs, add and keep. Same signs, add and keep. All right, that's what you need to have in your head. Same signs, add and keep. So if I have same signs, -3, -4, add them together. So 3 plus 4 makes 7. Keep the sign, -7. All right, 1b. -6 plus -14. Same signs, add and keep. So add them. 6 and 14 makes 20. Keep the sign so it's negative. All right. I kind of think of it this way. You're collecting more things. All right. Everyone likes the multiplication rule with the two negatives makes a positive, all that stuff. It gets confusing, I know. All right. But just think about it. If you're adding things to a pile, so like if I have like poker chips or something, if I have 3 blue ones and I'm adding 4 more blue ones, I have 7 blue. So like the negative is kind of like the last name. Like they're all in the same family, so you're all together. All right, so it's kind of like the same thing. So you have a family of 6, and for some reason you have like a Brady Bunch family, which is a family of 14. Put them all together and you get 20 of the same people. All right, let's take a look at 1C. -7 plus -2. Same signs, add and keep. So add them together, 7 and 2 to make 9. Keep the sign so it's -9. All right, let's try it again. We have -3 plus -6. Same signs, add and keep. So add 3 and 6 to make 9. Keep the sign so it's -9. All right, go ahead and pause and try the next ones on your own. And let's take a look. Okay, so we have -8 plus -2. Same signs, add and keep. So it'll be 10 and it'll be negative. Okay, 2b, same signs, add and keep. 1 plus 12, 13. Keep the sign so it's -13. And that's it. All right, really, this is the easy part. Okay, that shouldn't be too bad for you. All right, let's turn the page. This is where some people start to get a little bit lost. All right, for different signs, we actually subtract the numbers. Different signs, we subtract the numbers. What does different signs mean? It means when you have one negative and one positive. Okay, then so you're going to subtract them, and then you keep the sign of the number with the larger absolute value. All right, I always think of it as war. Okay, it's just like with the boundaries thing with fractions. Okay, I always think of it as war. You're trying to take out people. So when you have the negatives, which is one army, you have the positives, which is the other army, you're trying to take each other out. All right, so you're subtracting each other, right? I mean, that's what taking it out would be, right? So subtract each other. Whichever team has the most soldiers, what I'm trying to say, that's who wins. All right, so let's take a look. So we have different signs, subtract. Now, we can't really do 3 minus 6. All right, you always take the high number minus the low number. So it's actually 6 minus 3. So 6 minus 3 would be 3. Keep the sign of the larger number. So who had more people on their side? The negatives or the positives? Yes, I know that was a plus 6, but we're going to say it's positive for now. Okay, so who had more people? The positives did, so this makes it +3. Okay? Now, if you're still having a difficult time with this, let me show you this. All right? If I draw 3 negatives, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we'll say that that's my army. You have 6 people on yours. You're a positive team, so we're going to do this. Okay? My guy takes one of your guys. My guy takes another your guy. My guy takes another of your guy. How many people are left? There's 3. And whose team are they on? They're on your team. That's +3. Okay, that's the best way I can show you to model this. Okay? If you need to draw N's and P's, draw N's and P's. All right? I can't tell you how important it is to understand this now. Don't wait. All right? The longer you wait to get help if you're not understanding, the more trouble you're going to be in, especially in the next unit, just as soon as we get through this, okay? Because everything just starts to pile up after this. You're going to be using this up until the last day we're in here, okay? It's going to be, it's critical. Just, I can't even stress enough. It's absolutely critical you understand this. All right, let's go to the letter B one, okay? So we have 1 plus negative 4. Again, the rule is when you have different signs, we subtract the numbers. Remember, you're taking each other out because you're on different teams. So when you subtract them, you have 4 minus 1, which is 3. And then you take the sign of the larger number. Who had more people on their team, the positives or the negatives? The negatives did. They had the larger absolute value, so it's actually going to be negative 3. Again, if you don't understand, draw a picture. Here's 1 for me. Here's 4 for you. My guy takes out your guy. How many are left? 3 of the negatives, all right? So draw the pictures if that helps you, all right? So let's go over the thing again. So the song goes, same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. All right, so different signs, subtract, keep the sign of the larger number, and then you'll be exact. Okay, let's try it again. If you think you've got it, go ahead and move on. If not, just stay with me. All right, let's take a look here. So we have 5 plus negative 2. Do I have same signs or different signs? I have different signs. Same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. So 5 minus 2, which would be 3. Keep the sign of the larger number. So who had more soldiers on their side? The positives did, so it's positive 3. 3b, 4 plus negative 8. Again, do I have same signs or different signs? I have different this time. So different signs, I subtract. So 8 minus 4, which would be 4. Keep the sign of the larger number. Who had more people on their team, the positives or the negatives? The negatives do, so they win this time. So it's negative 4. Okay, let's try example 4. 12 plus negative 6. Same signs or different signs? I have different. Same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. Okay, so we need to subtract them. So we're going to have 6. Keep the sign of the larger number. So who had more people on their team? The negatives do. So it's the positives do. Sorry. So, whoops, went too far. Okay, so it is positive 6. All right, letter B. Negative 7 plus 5. Same signs or different signs? Different. So same signs, add and keep. Different signs, subtract. Okay, so subtract them. So 7 minus 5 would be 2. Keep the sign of the larger number. So who's got more people? The negatives do. So it's negative 2. All right. Again, if you need to draw pictures, draw those pictures. 7 negatives. All right, then we would have 5 positives. Okay. What you're doing here, as you're crossing these out, we're actually doing something called making 0 pairs. 0 pairs just means you're eliminating because they make 0. Okay. So what I'm left with is 2 negatives. All right. So please, please, please draw pictures if that helps you. All right, I can't stress that enough. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Some people need it with flashcards. Some people need it with circles. Some people need it with colors. Some people need it with N's and P's. Some people need it on the number line. Some people just need the word from the rules, and that's it. All right? All right, now let's get to the second part of the objective, which is to add more than 2. All right? Well, what I like to do is, if you remember back when we did the average thing, I like to add up all of them at one time, as in like the same sign. So let's do all the negatives, then all the positives, or vice versa, however it comes. Okay, so let's do that first. So I have negative 6 and negative 15. So we need to add those together, so that's negative 21, and then plus 6. Okay, now I have different signs. So same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. So 21 minus 6, which would give us 15. Keep the sign of the larger number. That's going to make it negative 15. Okay, let's look at letter B here. We have 7 plus negative 1 plus 26 plus negative 13. All right, I'm going to circle these. So we have a negative 1 and a negative 13. That's going to make negative 14. Then I have 7 and 26. So 7 and 26 makes 33. Okay, so same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. So remember, you actually have to take the big number first. It doesn't matter where it's at in the problem. You always have to do the big number first. So 33 minus 14, which will give us 19. Is that right? Yeah, 19. and then keep the sign of the larger number. So who had more players, the negatives or the positives? And that would be the positive, so it's positive 19. Okay? All right, if you think you've got it, go ahead and try 6A through 6D. If not, stay with me for 6A and B, and then try C and D on your own. All right, let's take a look at 6A. So we have -2 and -7, so that's going to make -9. Then we have +4. Again, we have different signs, same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. So 9 minus 5 would be, 9 minus 4, I just gave away, sorry, 9 minus 4 would be 5. Keep the sign of the larger number. Who had more people? It was the negatives. Okay, actually, let's put a little A there so we don't get lost. Okay, let's go to 6B. I have -10 and -7. So negatives together, you just add them up. So that would be -17 on that team. And then I have 3 here and 12 here. So they have 15 people on their team. All right, same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. So 17 minus 15 would be 2. And then we keep the sign of the large number. There's more negatives this time, so it's -2. Let's put a B there. All right, so if you didn't do A and B on your own, go ahead and pause it and try C and D. All right, I really want you to make sure you try these on your own. Don't just wait and let me give you all the answers, okay? And we'll continue on. All right, so let's take a look at letter C. Okay, so I have -9 and -11, so that would be -20, and then I've got a 12. All right, again, different signs, subtract, so that would be 8, and then larger number was negative, so that would be -8. And letter D, we have -8 and -1, so that's -9, and then I have 4 and 6, so I've got 10 there. So that's going to make it 1. All right. And as far as I know, that's it. Yep, that's it. All right, so thanks for watching, and again, draw those pictures if you need to. I am going to show you the little video here at the end, so just sit back and watch for a little quick review.
So what? You want to work with integers? You want to add them? Time to take it to the number line. Come on, y'all, let's go. If adding integers is gonna be your mission, first we need to hit you with a definition. Listen, absolute value is the distance from 0. It's always positive, like a superhero. Now let's add 2 integers with negative signs. How about -3 and -9? We'll move 3 units left on the number line. Move left another 9, and what do we find? What? -12 is the sum, a negative plus a negative is negative. But we don't have to use a number line, we can use the absolute values, it's fine. The absolute value of -3 is 3, and of -9 is 9, so we add those together, but we can't forget the sign of the integers is what gets kept. To add integers with the same sign, here's the rule. Start by finding their absolute values, yeah, and then it's time to add and keep the sign of the integers that you had. To add integers with the same sign, add their absolute values, yeah, you combine. Keep the sign, no switching it. To add integers when the signs are different, subtract the absolute values. Yeah, that's step 1, but now you keep the sign of the integer with the greater absolute value. Get the picture? So what if the integer signs are different, like -8 plus 9? Well, listen, first we move 8 units to the left, then right 9 units is where we move next. The sum, where we end up, is 1. Let's see another example while I'm over the drum. How about +8 plus -9? First we slide 8 right on the number line, then we move 9 units to the left. -1 is where we land, no stress. So take a look at these 2 equations. If we can come up with the rule, that'd be amazing. You add 2 integers whose signs are opposite, subtract their absolute values. You got the trick. And make sure you use the sign from the greater absolute value every time. I have negative 8 plus 9. Wait, if I subtract the absolute values, that's 9 minus 8. Since the bigger absolute value is positive, the answer is positive. Got the gist? We did 8 plus negative 9, that's 9 minus 8 equals 1, but we find that the bigger absolute value is negative, you know, so our answer is negative uno. That means negative 1, and now I'm done talking about integers and trying to get a sum. Yup, I hope you had fun learning about integers and trying to get a sum. To add integers with the same sign, add their absolute values, yeah, you combine. Keep the sign, no switching it. To add integers when the signs are different, subtract the absolute values. Yeah, that's step 1, but now you keep the sign of the integer with the greater absolute value. Get the picture? Yeah.
All right. So hope you enjoyed that one. They showed a little bit different with different wording, but it was basically the same as you can tell. So remember, same signs add and keep, different signs subtract, keep the sign of the larger number, and then you'll be exact. Same signs add and keep, different signs subtract, keep the sign of the larger number, and then you'll be exact. Thanks so much and have a good one. Bye.